Hello, my lovelies. Happy Tuesday. I hope you're all okay. I hope you had a lovely bank holiday yesterday. Yeah, it was nice. I didn't have a particularly brilliant weekend, but it wasn't a bad weekend. It was just nice, just normal. Got lots of work done, so didn't really do a bank holiday. Tried to catch up. I was like, we haven't got any plans. Do you know what? I'm just going to catch up with myself. So, which was good. Made me feel better. First of all, can you hear us? I've had to mess around with the microphones, so let me know if we've got sound, please. Hopefully we have. We had a raffle on yesterday, so we're going to draw the raffle, and I've got a daily deal for you. And then we're going to do this block that's behind me up there, which is called, I'm calling Deep Down Below, because the whole point is it's supposed to be an illusion, and it's supposed to look like the block is sat down in. It's a little bit like hi, it's all good, brilliant, amazing, got it all, fabulous. Had to do a little bit jiggery pokery quickly. So yeah, the whole idea is the block is a bit like an attic window, but instead of being raised, it's supposed to look like it's sort of sat down in. I'm doing this pattern for Josh's quilt, his Dungeons and Dragons quilt. So I thought this was a really good technique to show you. So we're going to do that today. But first things first, let's say hello to some people. Hi Taryn, hi Jean, hi Sarah, hi Kate, hi Natalie. Hello my darlings, how are you all? I hope you're all well and okay. We are going to start with the raffle. So, actually, no, we're not. I'm gonna leave that for a little bit longer. Hi, Jane. You've managed to sort out stuff in the loft, but there's still way too much up there. Oh, tell me about it. I wouldn't even want to know where to start in my loft. I really wouldn't. Hi, Lindy Lou. Hi, Cheryl. Going to do the daily deal first. So, daily deal. It's going to run till the end of the week. So, it'll run till Friday, okay, not Saturday. We'll run till Friday. So from now till Friday, we have got a lucky dip bag going. It's in the daily deals. It's £35 worth of fabric for £20. So you will get half meters, you'll get fat quarters, you might get a pre-cut in there, you will get a little bit of haberdashery. It's a random lucky dip bag. It's £35 minimum value. Some of them will be more than that. Some of them actually we worked out it's more like 45, but it's a minimum of £35 value, and it's for £20. Okay, so so they are live on our website right now. If you go to Daily Deals and put in Lucky Dip, it'll come up. Okay, so go mad for those. Hi Nikki from Spain. Oh, is it nice and warm there, darling? I hope it is. Hi Caroline. Spaghetti everywhere. Oh, I know, Jonah's here today. There's scrambled eggs everywhere. He's having scrambled eggs and it's just eggs and sausages everywhere. How fun. Right, so let's get on with the raffle. Let's do that and then we can get on with this block. So it was capital cities, wasn't it? So let's get oh, hang on, my camera's moved a weeny bit. Let me just get that back. There we go. So capital cities, it sold out in less than 45 minutes. It was ridiculous. So as usual, the price is £180 worth of stuff. And there's a big long list. It's on the website if you want to know what you're going to win. Lots of stuff for you to win. Okay, so we're going to scratch away up here. Like that. Would you like an extra special raffle this weekend for the coronation? We could maybe put one on for this weekend. And yes, I am totally teasing you by edging this out a little bit longer. Ooh, there's a letter there. Ends in A. Ends in I, sorry. Okay, where are we? We have got... Ooh, Kigali? Kigali? I don't know how you pronounce that. Here we go. That's what was under the little scratch post, Kigali. And so the winner is Irene Eastwood. Irene, I think that's your second win in a row, my love. Didn't you win the last one? Oh my goodness. I want to know what can you give me the lottery numbers for this week, please? So yeah, Kigali? I don't know how to pronounce it. Where's that the capital city of? That's going to Irene Eastwood. Well done, my darling. Would you like an extra special one next week? If you would, next weekend, if you would, we will. Irene, I know. Oh my God. Yeah, well done, you. Yes, always miss the raffle. Yes, you would. Cool. Yes, we'll do an extra little one next week. Maybe do it, maybe a much bigger prize. Maybe do it like £5 a ticket, and we'll do a much bigger prize for the coronation. Sorry, my nose is really itchy today. You know, you've got right on the end, just there. It's driving me potty. Oh, like that. Right. Okay. Congratulations, Irene. That's yours. You definitely need a lucky dip box. You'll probably get like the extra special one. So what we're going to do today is right. I'm going to see if I can do this from behind first, because rather than put, I wonder if I bring it down. Let me bring it down. So this is the quilt we're going to do today. I'm calling it Deep Down Below. It's a version of an attic window, which I know we've done before, but I wanted to talk you through using different sizes. So there we go. So let's come over here like this, and hopefully you can see this. Now, I think this is going to be a bit too close, so you might not necessarily see the illusion. It's definitely something that works from slightly further away. What we're going to look at today is we're going to look at how to get these lovely mitered corners, and also how to work out what if you're using different sizes. So when we've done attic windows before, I think we've done them with 5 by 5 inch squares, which are nice, relatively easy ones to do. But these, because these are the Dungeons and Dragons block things that Josh wanted me to use, because they were an odd size, I wanted to show you how I worked out to make these right to get the mitre right. Okay, I thought it would be an interesting, thing for us to have a little look at. So, and if I don't use the 1 o'clock as an excuse to try these things out, Josh will never get his quilt. So what I did was I grabbed the panel and I cut out 2 of the little cards. They're supposed to be the fronts of books, these, and worked out the best measurement. So this is a brilliant way if you've got a panel there, something that maybe it's got lots of smaller squares or different size squares. It's a nice way of doing this. Okay, so I worked out that I could get from the panel. So hang on, if I pull the rest of the panel out for you. Kind of wanted to, because sometimes we buy these panels or buy these things that have got big fabrics on them, big prints on them, and don't necessarily know what to do with them. So this was the Dungeons and Dragons fabric that I bought for Josh. So basically I kind of went through it with my ruler and worked out what was the best size I could get. Okay, so for me on this one, it was 9.5 by 6 inches. I couldn't get 6.5 inches. It would have eaten into the ones above and below and I'd have lost them. So if anybody has got little geeks like me, Dungeons and Dragons fabric I bought from the Quilt Shop, who are based in Tenby. Laura and Tom, they will be at Malvern. They don't tend to take their fabrics, they tend mainly haberdashery, but they've got a really great website, and it's called Google the Quilt Shop, and they've got all these different fabrics. But this would be good if you've got you need to head off if you've got friends staying with me and they're just leaving. Oh, no problem, Jean. I hope you had a lovely weekend with your friends. So I cut this down to 9.5 by 6, okay, because that's what was a good size for mine. You might have blocks that are 7.5 by 7.5, okay. The reason this works is about tones of colour. Now I'm using greys and blacks because it goes with this kind of Dungeons and Dragons-y theme. You don't have to. You just need different tones of colour. And it could be that it's a very, very dark navy here and a very pale blue. It could be a deep chocolate brown and then a lovely sort of taupey beige colour. It could be black and white for a real stark contrast. It could be greys. It could be a deep burgundy red and a very pale pink. As long as you've got like the 2 opposites of tone of whatever colour you want to use, it'll work to give this illusion, all right? You also want to make sure that the tones always stay in the same place. So I'm always going to put the light tone on the top on mine and the dark tone on the right hand side. It could be that it's bottom and right and it'll give it a different look, but you always want just 2 sides with this. It doesn't matter which 2 sides, as long as each block you make is the same. So first things first, I need to do some little bit of marking on this. Now I know that I want my mitre. So when that one goes on like that, and this one goes on like that, okay, like that, I want my mitre to be in this top corner, All right, so I need to make some markings on the wrong side of this top corner of the fabric. So it's that side there. This is where I'm going to make markings. You need to make a little mark, which is a 1/4 inch in. So I'm going to measure a 1/4 inch in from that side and draw a little line like that. And then this is the top, because I flipped it, remember? And then I'm going to do a 1/4 inch like that, so that I've got a little cross here, and it's all about that point there where those two lines cross. Okay, so who's done an attic window? Has anybody done an attic window before? This is, like I said, this is a version of it. It's a slightly sort of elongated version, which is why I've called it something different. The next thing you want to do is, if you're using a random size, is to work out how much bigger your strips need to be. So I know that this is 9.5 here, all right? The easiest way to do that is cut off some scrap of fabric, okay? So if I put that one on like that, now if it was there, I haven't got any fabric to go into my mitre here, so I know I need it to be longer. But if it was, say, there, when I do a 45, I'm not going to have any fabric up here. So cut the strip long, or use a piece of paper, anything. I'm using 2.5 inch wide ones. If you want to make it look like it's deeper in a box, you can make these wider. You could do 3.5, 4. Depends on how deep you want it to look. I then will cut a piece that looked like that. So this is my black, okay? And you need to make sure that they overlap. You need enough fabric there. And then you want to go 45 degrees up from the corner out, and make sure that both colours are, this is how I worked it out to start with, okay? So I know it's going to be like that, all right? So I know I need to go 45 degrees out from here. So hang on, I've just got to find the right, it's that one there. So I'm going to find the 45 degree line on my ruler. I'm going to bring it all the way out, all the way out, all the way out, all the way out like that until I hit the corner, okay? And can you see, I don't know if you can see, there's not enough grey here. Can you see there's not enough grey here? So this piece isn't long enough, all right? These are scraps that I had left over from my strips. I know that I need to get right to here, okay? So need a little bit longer on my grey. So let's try this one. Like that. Okay. 45, 45, 45. There we go. And that's now going to hit, okay? So that now goes up from the corner, 45 degrees, like that. And I'm going to, when this is mitered, am I making sense? I hope I am. Made an attic window for your mum as a present a couple of years ago. Oh, lovely. So I can see that I'm going to have enough grey and black. All right. So that was kind of how I worked out what's length I need. Then you can measure these. All right. So this then is measuring at 11.5. All right. Now, even though this is smaller, this is only 6 inches, I cut them both at 11.5. It just makes life easier. Okay. You're going to have a little bit more wastage on this. If your square was only, say your piece, your panel was only an 8.5 inch square, this might only need to be 10.5 or 10, okay? But just use paper strips or scraps of fabric. Just work, that's how I worked it out, okay? Was to make sure I took my 45 up and over and made sure I had enough fabric. So what we're going to do now is we're going to stitch these on. Now, this is the top. So I want my light on the top. So I'm going to put these right sides together like that. Okay. And this is one of the few times I would use some pins. Okay. And I'm going to flip it over because I want to be able to see that cross that we made on the back. So add a couple of pins in just to control all this. And then we're going to go over to the machine. So we're going to start, and this little pivot point here is all important, all right? So, how are you? What have I, oh, this is embarrassing. Oh, it shouldn't be embarrassed, my lovely. You picked that one. That's absolutely fine. Just reading Irene's comment about the about the raffle. Never be embarrassed, lovely. If you win something, you know, anybody could have picked that one and you just happened to. There we go. Right, so what I want to do, hopefully you can see this, is that little point there. I'm going to start stitching. You mustn't stitch into like basically the seam allowance. We're going to start right at that point there, and I'm going to lock the stitch off, and we're going to stitch down 1/4 inch. These are really, really easy to do. Ooh. Now, see if you get the needle in the right place first. I tend to put my needle in on the point before I drop my foot. Okay, I'm going to lock it off, and then we're going to stitch down. So, all the way down, like that. There we go. Okay. And what that's left with me with is, can you see this last little bit here hasn't been stitched? I don't want, you don't want it to be. You need that to be free, okay? So go back over here. So what else did you all get up to for bank holiday? Did you do anything fun? What did you do? Anything interesting? Let me just move all this out of the way because I've got stuff everywhere. This sewing room did not stay tidy for long. What we want to do now is we just want to iron this out, okay? And I'm going to iron it out towards the like border fabric. Okay, so don't iron your cross away, not if you've used a Frixion. So I'm just going to iron out that side and just finger press that gently for now. Okay, now we can add on this one. So hopefully you can see this is in line here with your block, and I've got all this excess on the top right, which is where I want that that mitre to be. Now we're going to add on the black one. So I'm going to line it up with the bottom right hand corner here. And you've got a lot of excess here, but that's fine, don't worry about that. Okay, grab a couple of pins, we're going to flip it over, add a couple of pins in. Ooh, one there and one there, and then I'm going to start stitching here, and I'm going to end where that cross is. Okay, so again, leaving all of this seam allowance open. So we're going to do that. Okay. Hi Karen, how are you, lovely? Hope your weather's warming up. You've had the most beautiful autumn weather, best of time of the year. Oh, lovely. It was lovely yesterday. I got like 6 loads of washing done, which was really good. Out on the line as well. No tumble dryer for me, which was lovely. The other thing is as well, just make sure as you get there that this grey fabric is out of the way. Just pull it out of the way so you know you're definitely not stitching into it, because you don't want to stitch into any of it. It's not as nice today. It's only it's mild, but it's not as nice today as it was yesterday. You met a friend for coffee Saturday and we ended up sunburned sitting outside. Oh, well, sorry that you got sunburned, but nice that you got some nice weather, honey. And then work yesterday, bank holiday, fell on a payroll week. Oh no, rubbish. Natty, your mum's been staying, she's helping sort out the garden. And you went to the International Bomber Centre. Oh, nice. Cool. You love the fabric, Sarah. What's it called, please? This is a Dungeons and Dragons fabric. It's called... Karen, what's it called? It is... Oh, we don't sell it. I bought this for Josh because Josh and Alex are massive. It's just called Dungeons and Dragons, Wizards of the Coast. It's by Camelot Fabrics. It's not one that we sell. I'm just using this as an excuse to get a quilt started. There we go. And then... I'm just going to finger press that one out. Again, you can give that a little bit of a press. It doesn't matter if you disappear the point now, you're done with that. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. What we want to do now is we're going to do this mitre. So because I'm using black, I want to make sure that the grey is on the top so that I can see the line. Otherwise, you've got to make sure you've got a white pencil. So I'm going to make sure that the lighter colour is on the top. And I'm going to pull this top piece here down to meet this bottom here, the right hand side here. So I'm going to fold it like that. Okay, so can you see that those edges are now aligned there? I'll do that again for you. So you're going to bring the top edge here down to this right hand edge here, and you're basically going to fold it like that. So this is kind of the cheats way of doing a 45-degree angle as well. Okay, and make sure that these lines, these edges are lined up, all right, like that. You want some pins. So I'm going to put a pin in. Ooh, there, like that. Okay, so can you see that I've lined up those edges there? And then these edge here is also lined up here. Okay, those raw edges have now lined up. So we're going to pop a pin in there like that. Okay, now we've got to do a little bit of marking. So I find it easy to turn it so it's like this towards me. So I've got this long edge here, all right? What you're looking for is that little point there where you started and stopped stitching. Okay, so you want to make sure that that little flap of fabric here, which is part of the panel, is out of the way. Okay, gently finger press that, allow, because it's naturally folded, so gently finger press that like that, and then it's back to the ruler. You are going to, basically you want to carry on this line here all the way down from that point out. Okay, so we are going to put the 45-degree line along this bottom edge here. Okay, and you can see that the ruler is naturally following that line of that fabric, that folded fabric. And we're going to move it until, like that, until the edge of my ruler is right on that point, that sewing point where the thread starts and stops. Okay, which is just there. All right, so we're going to draw a line now from that point down like that. Okay, so we start, oh my god, I'm sorry, my nose is driving me insane. It's like, it's almost like I've been bitten. You know when you get a an insect bite and it itches and itches and you can't stop it? My nose is driving me absolutely insane. So I've got a line drawn from that point there, from the thread, all the way down to the end at a 45 degree, which follows that folded fabric. We're going to stitch it now. We're going to start stitching. It doesn't matter which way round. You can either start at that point there and stitch out, or you can start from this point and stitch in. Really doesn't matter. You just need to make sure that you do not, if you go past that point, if you go into this bit here, or if you catch this fabric, it's going to be a nasty mess. Okay, you're better off actually stopping just a teeny tiny bit before that dot, before that edge. Okay, so I'm going to take it over to the machine. I'm going to make sure all of that is out the way, and we're going to stitch that. I'm making it sound way more complicated than it is. It's really not once you've done a couple. Kate, you've had your 5th COVID jab on Sunday. Managed to finally get some gardening done yesterday, which was nice. Ah, lovely. Oh, I haven't had any more, to be honest. I had, what did I have? I had 3, and that was it. So I'm going to get rid of all that fabric up there, and I want my needle to go in right on just like my side of that point. Okay, like that. Lock it off, and then I'm going to stitch down the line, following that 45-degree line that we drew, like that. Okay. Over we go, back over to here. So I've stitched down that line. Now before I cut anything off, I'm gonna check it. All right, what I mean by that is if you cut it off and you've got it wrong, you can't do anything about it. You've got to put all new stuff on, but you can see that that has created that lovely mitre. All right, so I will cut it off. What I'm going to do is, you can use rotary cutter, but I just like to hack it off, pair of scissors like that. I give myself quite a generous seam allowance, and then we're going to press this, but we're going to press it open. It's one of the few times that we press open. It lies so much better. You get rid of all this bulk because it gives something for it, somewhere for it all to hide. So we're going to open this up, press it open like that. And then what that allows is that corner then to sit nicely in there. And we're going to go back into that and iron it again. Okay. Flip it over and give it another good press from the top, like that. Okay, now these I think would make like fabulous, you're back, friends are away now. Ah, lovely. I hope you had a good weekend, hun. So, these would make beautiful placemat. You know, if you had, I mean, not necessarily Dungeons and Dragons fabric, whatever panel, whatever, because it could just be that you've got a large print fabric that you want to use and cut a rectangle out of. You can then border this up, okay? And this is the bit that kind of gives the illusion. So I'm going to border this up on all 4 sides. Now, if you're going to put lots of these together, you're not going to border them up on all 4 sides. So if we go back to this one a minute, okay, you can hopefully you can see this. Hopefully this is far enough away. It might not be. I think the camera might be a bit too close. Basically, you're going to sash all the way around it. Now, you could, if you're just making placemats, you could absolutely just do one like that, okay? Like that, and border it top and bottom and then both sides, and you've got that idea that it's sunken in, okay? It looks like this is sat down at the bottom of this kind of well, okay? If you are going to put oh, sorry, my nose is seriously crazy. It's driving me potty. If you're going to make a quilt or you're going to put a few together, you basically want to do all your sashing so that it works. So you wouldn't want double, you wouldn't do all of this and then do another double on top of it. Okay, so what I did was I made a whole block, but on my second row, this becomes the top of this block, bottom of that one, and the top of this. Okay, so I only sashed on the bottom and down the sides. You see, sashed on the bottom and down the sides because this is the top of this one. Okay, so you need to kind of plan it out really, what you're going to do with it. I did a 2.5 inch sash in, the same as these here. Okay, again, I just think that gives a cohesion to the whole look of it, and works towards the optical illusion a bit better as well. So actually, if I come over to here, does it work better if I kind of stand back a little bit or sit back a little bit so you guys can see? Hang on, lift up like that. There we go. Okay, can you see how it, hopefully that optical illusion works? Excuse me, I've got the most terrible tickle, it's driving me potty. There we go. Okay, so that's deep down below. It's it's a version of attic windows. Oh dearie me. Which, oh, my nose, I could scratch it off. It's just on the end there. It's driving me insane. Oh, really, really, yeah, it works well. Brilliant. Yeah, it's a really, really easy one to do. And once you've done one, but if you've got a panel, a random panel. So we've had really beautiful new Christmas panel in, and I actually might adapt this for that. Really what I wanted to show you today is how you can adapt it for any size square. It could be a layer cake. It could be a 10 inch by 10 inch that you border either side with that mitre and make really, you know, it could be a charm pack. It could be a panel that you're cutting squares out of and they're slightly unusual sizes. Just play with those strips, get some strips of paper, okay, and work out, check the 45-degree angle, work out how long you need to cut them before you accidentally cut them all, okay. Really, really easy one to do. It's a version of attic windows, so which I know we've done before, but I just thought let's play with the different sizes and go through that. So I am back tomorrow with I'm so sorry, it's driving me insane. I'm back tomorrow with a block of the week, and hopefully it didn't work last week, did it? All the cameras went, but I will do that tomorrow. Congratulations again to Irene on winning the raffle. We will do an extra special raffle this weekend, okay? We will do one that's slightly more per price and a much bigger prize, I think, ready for the coronation. And don't forget the Lucky Dip bags. You will get a lot of fabric in there. There's a lot going on. If your block is different sizes, could you use your mitre to make them the same finish? If your block is different sizes, could you use your mitre to make them the same finish size? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Sarah. If your block is different. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by that, Herf. You'll have to explain when I see you in a minute. I'll work it out. Use the mitre to make them the same finish size. Oh, as in, if it's different one, that's like 9.5 by 6, do you mean? That you could use the mitre to make it wider, but then because you need it on both sides. You can't do a mitre like this if, like, you couldn't put 3.5 on the top and 2.5 on the side. You can't do it. It doesn't work. You can, but it's different angles. You can do it. That's a lie. You can do it, but it's not a 45-degree angle. You've got to work out your angle as well. So the box looks deeper. Yes, if the box looks deeper, all you do is, I said that earlier, Han. So instead of doing 2.5 inches, you would do 3.5 or 4.5, like that. But you've got to have them both the same size, if that makes sense. But yes, you can absolutely, to make it look deeper, you just make the strips wider, and it looks like it's deeper down. So she said, no, I'll explain. I'm not sure what she's talking about. I'll talk to her in a moment. So yeah, don't forget the lucky dip. And congratulations to Irene. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. Bye.